안녕하세요. 외국인 파트너와 식사 자리 대화가 끊길까봐 식은땀을 흘린 적이 있어요. 오늘은 회식이나 식사 자리에서 어색함을 깨줄 수 있는 스몰토크 주제를 정리해 드릴게요. Today, we're going to master small talk for business dinners. When you go to business dinner, your 회식 in Korean, right? 회식 in English, we just say business dinner. When you meet a customer, a colleague, a boss, anybody. Let's say you have a partner from US company or something. I know many of your companies do. Many of my students in the big companies, they have to meet the US branch or maybe another country, but they always speak English. Okay, so these meetings are generally in English, and they're with people who don't speak Korean. Very scary, right? Very scary. Many students say it's even scarier than doing a meeting, a business meeting in English. Why? Because in the business dinner, what do you have to do? You have to talk. Oh no, just natural conversation, small talk. Not easy, but it can be. I'm going to help you prepare for the next time you have to have a business meeting. I'm going to help you prepare with some phrases, and we call this breaking the ice. Icebreakers. Why? Because the 분위기 is very 어색해, very like ice, right? Very frozen, but like Elsa, we have to let it go. We have to break this ice, okay? And that is not so difficult when you learn a few phrases that will help you, okay? Because honestly, and this is a very important fact, most people, especially Americans, if you're meeting Americans, or other countries too, people love to talk. They love to talk about themselves. They don't always like to listen. That one depends on the person, but most people like to talk, okay? Now, Koreans, it's much harder to get Koreans to speak a lot of times. But if you ask the right questions to an American, you won't have to talk much at all. They're going to do most of the talking, okay? And then your job is just to listen and react. Okay, so it's not as hard as it sounds. Thankfully, Americans are very talkative, okay? That can be a good thing. You can use that in your meeting to make it much smoother, okay? But there's some ways you have to do it, okay? So first, let me just start with some very good topics, icebreaker topics, okay? Very safe topics. We have always travel and weather. Travel and weather are always safe, easy topics, okay? So here's some phrases you can use. If they come here, you could say, is this your first time in Seoul? Is this your first time in Korea? 서울은 처음이신가요? That's, pretty common thing to ask. That's what they say. And then they're going to talk about that for a while. No, I've been here before. No, yeah, this is my first time. And then you can ask follow-up questions. So what do you think about? How has it been so far? That kind of thing. Weather, very easy one. You could say, how are you enjoying the weather here? How are you enjoying the weather here? 여기 날씨는 어떠신가요? Simple, very easy questions, but very natural sounding. Don't just say, do you like the weather? Say, how are you enjoying the weather here? Much more natural, okay? Some other safe topics, food and culture. You could say, have you had a chance to try this dish yet? Whatever the dish is. Let's say you're eating, 탕수육. And you say, have you had a chance to try 탕수육 yet? Have you had a chance to try kimchi yet? Very safe, very simple questions about food. When you're having dinner together, the easiest topic is to talk about food, right? Food is a safe topic. Are you a fan of spicy food? There's a good one in Korea, right? Everybody always, even still, I've been in Korea for 25 years. Still, Koreans say, do you like spicy food? Okay. Rather than saying that, do you like spicy food? There's a better way. How are you with spicy food? We say like that. How are you with spicy food? Or are you a fan of spicy food? Those are more natural ways. A lot of times Koreans say, can you eat spicy food? And when I hear that as an American, I get a little bit, I'll tell you, I get a little bit competitive. Like, sounds like you're challenging me. And then that's not really good for your business relationship, right? You don't want to sound like you're challenging them, like, I dare you to eat spicy food. You know, sounds better if you say, how are you with spicy food? Yeah. Are you a fan of spicy food? That's more open-ended, natural, sounds better. Okay, so those are good ones. Asking about the weekends or hobbies. These are easy topics, right? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Easy one. Do you have any plans for the weekend? 주말에 계획 있으세요? Simple. Huh? Do you have any plans for the weekend? What do you like to do in your spare time? What do you like to do in your free time? 주말에 계획 있으세요? Simple. Huh? Do you have any plans for the weekend? 쉴 때는 보통 뭐 하세요? You know, you're not working, you're not traveling. What do you do? What's your hobby, right? And don't just say, what's your hobby? Okay, this is a very Korean way to ask. Many Koreans say, what's your hobby? Nobody says that. In America, we say, what do you like to do in your spare time? Sounds better. Active listening. As I said before, most people in America, they're going to talk. You know, foreigners, usually they talk a lot. If you ask the right questions, they will talk. They will talk a lot. So you don't have to do much, but you have to do what we call active listening. Active listening and reacting to what they're saying. 상대방의 말을 잘 듣고 있다는 리액션이 중요합니다. So here's some phrases for that when you want to, you know, kind of react, not just listening quietly. You have to react, right? Your face, your sound, your voice. So here's some phrases. You could say, oh, wow, that sounds fantastic. That sounds great. That sounds amazing. Any adjective is fine, but we often say like that, oh, that sounds fun. That sounds scary. That sounds exciting. Any adjective, okay? But a very safe one, you can just say, wow, that sounds fascinating. That sounds interesting. There you go. Those are good. Or if someone's talking about a trip, talking about travel, some city, their hometown, you can say this one. I've always wanted to go there. Oh, wow, I've always wanted to go there. Yeah, I've never been, but I've always wanted to go there. Okay? 저도 항상 가보고 싶었어요. That's what that means, right? So, let's do some shadowing. Let's practice some of these phrases, some ways. 리액션을 섞어서 따라 해볼까요? How are you enjoying your stay so far? How are you enjoying your stay so far? Okay, that means, you know, are you enjoying staying in Korea? Your visit, your trip, your travels here? Stay, we call that stay, your stay. How are you enjoying your stay so far? Another one, if they tell you a good story, they tell you something interesting, you say, oh, that sounds fascinating. Tell me more. That sounds fascinating. Tell me more. Tell me more is important because, you know, now you're saying I'm interested, I want to hear more, and then they know, okay, I can go on, and they will keep talking. And that's what you want. You want the conversation to keep moving, but it doesn't all have to be on you to keep the conversation moving. You just have to use these phrases here to get them to talk and then react, ask follow-up questions, react, ask follow-up questions. Very simple way to keep the conversation moving. And then when the food comes out, you know, you have more topics. Every time more food comes out, you have something else to talk about. Oh, wow, oh, look at this meat. It looks very good. Do you eat a lot of meat? What kind of meat do you like? Do you cook your meat like this in America? All of these questions, all related to small talk, what we call small talk. Okay? So try it. Small talk builds big relationships. You want to have good relationships with your clients, with your partners, business partners, anybody from another country, another language, then try to use some of these phrases to make the small talk. It will help you. It will help you. 다음 회식 때는 침묵하지 말고 오늘 배운 질문 중 하나를 꼭 던져보세요. 영상이 도움이 되셨다면 좋아요와 알림 설정 부탁드립니다.